Welcome to my channel. Tonight is going back 1800s. Tonight, I invite you to travel back in time. To a place where the world was quieter, the land was wider, and life unfolded at the slow rhythm of sunlight and hard work. Let your mind drift now, into the heart of the American frontier in the 1800s. To a small, peaceful settlement known as Willow Creek. A town built with calloused hands and hopeful hearts. A place where every day began with the rising sun, and ended beneath a sky full of stars untouched by modern light. Settle in, breathe deeply, and let the frontier welcome you. The day begins before dawn. The sky is still a soft gray, barely touched by morning. The first sounds are gentle, a rooster calling out, a wooden door opening. The hush of the early breeze drifting between the cabins. Eleanor Hart, the town's baker, is already awake. Inside her small wooden shop, she kneads dough by lantern light. Her hands move with calm certainty, the kind that comes from years of waking before the sun. The scent of warm bread begins to rise, spreading through the cool morning air, and drifting across the dusty main road of Willow Creek. Outside, wagons wait silently. Horses shift in their stalls, and the town slowly stirs. The frontier morning is peaceful, steady, unhurried. As the sun finally lifts above the plains, the heart of Willow Creek awakens. The town's main street is simple, a stretch of hard earth lined with wooden buildings. A general store, a blacksmith's forge, a modest saloon, a schoolhouse shaded by a tall cottonwood tree, and a small white church that sits on a hill like a quiet guardian. People step outside their homes and greet one another, their voices soft but warm. Life here is lived close to the land, and neighbors depend on neighbors. At the blacksmith's forge, Mr. Lawson begins his work. The first strike of his hammer rings out, a bright, metallic sound that echoes across the street. Sparks leap into the air as he shapes glowing metal into horseshoes, tools, hinges, and nails that keep the entire town moving. Inside the general store, shelves are neatly arranged, with sacks of flour, bolts of fabric, jars of honey, and candy that children stare at with wide, hopeful eyes. The storekeeper greets each visitor by name, and knows every family's story. Little by little, the town becomes busy, in the gentle, familiar way the frontier understood. Not far from the center of town, a small wooden schoolhouse sits quietly in the sun. Inside, the children gather in a single room, the youngest barely able to hold a slate board steady, the oldest tall and serious, eager for the future. Miss Clara Whitfield stands at the front, her dress simple, her smile warm. She teaches reading, writing, arithmetic, but also something deeper, a promise that learning can open doors, even in a place as remote as Willow Creek. The windows are lifted to let the prairie breeze in. Sometimes, a bird lands on the sill and peers inside, as if curious about the dreams taking shape in the room. For many of these children, this schoolhouse is the first step toward a life their parents never imagined possible. Around noon, the Golden Spur Saloon opens its creaking doors. Inside is a quiet calm, a piano resting in the corner, tables made from rough wooden planks, and the rich aroma of stew simmering in the kitchen. Samuel Pike, the bartender, polishes glasses. As travelers wander in, men and women carrying dust from long roads, their voices tired but full of tales. They speak of gold in California, of storms that swallowed wagon trains whole, of new towns rising in places only marked by maps and hope. Samuel listens as he works, nodding gently, offering a warm meal, and a seat near the window where the light falls soft and golden. Here, friendships begin with a single shared story, and strangers become part of Willow Creek, even if only for a single afternoon. As the afternoon stretches across the plains, the pace of the town grows steady and busy. Carpenters repair broken fences, farmers guide oxen and horses through wide, open fields. Women hang laundry to dry, the fabric swaying gently in the warm wind. Children chase each other near the riverbank, their laughter echoing like bright bells across the water. But the frontier is not always gentle. Clouds can gather without warning, darkening the sky with a heavy stillness. Dust storms sweep across the land like ghostly waves, turning the world into swirling shades of brown and gold. When the wind rises, settlers secure their doors, tie down their wagons, and wait out the storm with patience and grit. They know that life out here is unpredictable, but they also know that together, they can weather anything. If a roof breaks, neighbors help repair it. If someone falls ill, food and blankets appear on their doorstep. Community is the lifeblood of Willow Creek, and every person is held by it. As evening approaches, the sun lowers into the horizon, painting the sky in warm oranges and gentle purples. Cabins glow with lantern light. The scent of supper stew, cornbread, roasted vegetables drifts through open windows. Families gather around their tables, offering quiet prayers before eating. Children listen wide-eyed as their parents tell stories of how they traveled across rivers, mountains, and endless miles of rugged road to find this place they now call home. After dinner, chores continue. Animals are fed and watered. Wells are drawn from. The last of the daylight slips away as mothers tuck their children beneath handmade quilts, their stitches forming patterns passed down for generations. Outside, fireflies begin to dance, glowing softly across the fields. The frontier night has arrived. Temperatures drop, and the sounds of the town grow faint and still. In the sheriff's office, a single lantern burns. Sheriff Alden Reeves sits at his desk, writing in a leather-bound journal. Most nights in Willow Creek are peaceful, but he stays awake, quietly watching over the town, like a guardian carved from the land itself. The saloon dims its lights. The blacksmith's forge cools to ash, and the wind moves softly between the wooden buildings, carrying with it the scent of earth and wild prairie grass. On the outskirts of town, wolves call to one another, their voices echoing across the quiet plains, a reminder of the untamed world just beyond the fences. Yet inside every cabin, families sleep soundly, comforted by the walls they built, the neighbors they trust, and the community that holds them together. Now, Willow Creek rests completely. The stars stretch endlessly above, bright and ancient in the open sky. The moon rises slowly, casting a silver glow over rooftops, fields, and quiet roads. It is a peaceful night, the kind the frontier often gave to those who lived with patience, courage, and hope. Life in an 1800s American frontier town was not easy, but it was full of meaning. Every day was a small victory. Every person carried a story, and every sunrise brought new promise. As you drift deeper into rest, let the calm of Willow Creek stay with you. Let the rhythm of the frontier, its stillness, its simplicity, its steady heart, guide you gently toward sleep. If you are new my channel, please subscribe and press bell icon. Breathe slowly, and let the night wrap around you like a warm, quiet blanket. Good night.